a man might be moved to re-examine his faith, if in nothing else, at least in the law of probability.
Heads. Heads. Heads.
The law of probability, it's been oddly asserted, has something to do with the proposition that if six monkeys were...
Jane,
Were they?
are you?
The law of averages, if I've got this right, means that if six monkeys were thrown up in the air for long enough, they would land on their tails about as often as they would land on their
Heads.
which, even at first glance, does not strike one as a particularly rewarding speculation, in either sense, even without the monkeys. I mean, you wouldn't bet on it. I mean, I would. But you wouldn't.
Heads.
Would you?
Heads. 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 It's a bit of a bore, isn't it?
A bore.
Well,
What about the suspense?
what's suspense?
Ugh. It must be the law of diminishing returns. I feel the spell about to be broken. Well, it means a chance, if my calculations are correct.
85 in a row. Beat the record.
Don't be absurd.
Easily.
Is that it then? Is that all?
Well,
A new record? Is that as far as you're prepared to go?
what?
No questions, not even a pause.
You spun on yourself.
Not a flicker of doubt.
Well, I won, didn't I?
And if you'd lost, if they'd come down against you 85 times, one after another, just like that.
85 in a row. Tails?
Yes! What would you think?
Well, I'd have a good look at your coins for a start.
I relieved. At least we can still count on self-interest as a predictable factor. Suppose it is the last to go. Your capacity to trust made me wonder if perhaps you were alone. Touch. We have been spinning coins together since... This is not the first time we've spun coins.
Oh, no. We've been spinning coins for as long as I remember.
And how long is that?
I forget. Mind you, 85 times.
Yes.
Well, it takes some beating, I imagine.
Oh, is that what you imagine? Is that it? No fear.
Here.
Fear! The crack that might flood your brain with light.
89.
So am I.
I'm afraid it isn't your day.
I'm afraid it is.
Heads.
It must be indicative of something besides the redistribution of wealth. List of possible explanations. 1. I'm willing. Inside where nothing shows, I am the essence of a man spinning double-headed coins and betting against himself in private atonement for an unremembered past. 2. Time has stopped dead, and a single experience of one coin being spun once has been repeated 90 times. birth concerning me. C.S. Lot's wife. Yeah, 4. A spectacular vindication of the principle that each individual coin spun individually is as likely to come down heads as tails, and therefore should cause no surprise each individual time it does.
I've never known anything like it.
Oh, and the syllogism. 1. He has never known anything like it. 2. He has never known anything to write home about. 3. It is nothing to write home about. Home. What's the first thing you remember?
Oh, let's see. The first thing that comes in my head, you mean?
No, the first thing you remember.
Ah. No, it's no good. Go on. It was a very long time ago.
I'm going to take my meaning. What's the first thing after all the things you forgot?
Oh, I see. I forgot the question.
Are you happy,
What?
content, at ease?
I suppose.
Well, what are you going to do now?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I have no desires. None. There was a messenger. That's right, we were sent for. Syllogism the second. 1. Probability is a factor which operates within natural forces. 2. Probability is not operating as a factor. 3. We are now within unsolved or supernatural forces. Discuss. No, not too easily.
I'm sorry, what's the matter with you?
The scientific approach to the examination of phenomena is a defense against the pure emotion of fear. Keep tight hold and continue while there's time. Now, counter to the previous syllogism, tricky one, follow me carefully, it may prove a comfort. If we postulate, and we just have, that within unsolved supernatural forces, the probability is that the law of probability will not operate as a factor, then we must accept that the probability of the first part will not operate as a factor, in which case the law of probability will operate as a factor within unsolved supernatural forces. And, since it obviously hasn't been doing so, we can take it that we are not held within unsolved supernatural forces after all. In all probability, that is. Which is a great relief to me personally. Which is all very well, except we have been spinning coins together since I don't know when. And in all that time, if it is all that time, I don't suppose either one of us was more than a couple of gold pieces up or down. I hope that doesn't sound surprising, because its very unsurprisingness is something I am trying to keep hold of. The equanimity of your average tosser of coins depends upon a law, or rather a tendency, or let us say, a probability, or at any rate, a mathematically calculable chance, which ensures that he will not upset himself by losing too much, nor upset his opponents by winning too often. This made for a kind of harmony and a kind of confidence. It related the fortuitous and the ordained into a reassuring union we recognized as nature. The sun went up about as often as it went down in the long run, and a coin showed heads about as often as it showed tails. And then a messenger arrived. Nothing else happened. We were sent for. 92 coins spun consecutively had come down heads 92 consecutive times, and the last 3 minutes, in the wind of a windless day, I heard the sound of drums and flute.
Another curious scientific phenomenon is the fact that the fingernails continue to grow after death, as does the beard.
What?
Beard.
But you're not dead!
Didn't say they started to grow after death. The fingernails also grow before birth, not the beard.
What?
Beard! What's the matter with you?
Oh.
The toenails, on the other hand, never grow at all.
Toenails, on the other hand, never grow at all.
Do they? It's a funny thing. I cut my fingernails all the time, and every time I think to cut them, they need cutting. Now, for instance, I never, to the best of my knowledge, cut my toenails. They ought to be curled under my feet by now, but it doesn't happen. I never think of them. It never occurred to me. Perhaps I cut them absentmindedly when I'm thinking of something else.
Do you remember the first thing that happened today?
I woke up, I suppose. Oh, I got it. That man, a foreigner, he woke us up.
A messenger.
That's it. Pale sky before dawn, a man standing on his saddle to bang on the shutters. Shouts, "Clear up, what's all the row about?" Then he called our names. You remember that? This man woke us up.
Yes.
We were sent for.
Yes.
That's why we're here, traveling.
Yes.
It was urgent, a matter of extreme urgency, a royal summons, his very words. Official business and no questions asked. Lights on in the stable yard. Saddle up and off, headlong and hotfoot across the land. Our guides outstripped in breakneck pursuit of our duty, fearful lest we come too late.
Too late for what?
How do I know? We haven't got there yet.
Then what are we doing here, I asked myself.
You might well ask.
You better get on.
You might well think.
You better get on.
Right. On where?
Forward.
Which way did we?
Practically starting from scratch. An awakening. A man standing on his saddle to bang on the shutters. Our names shouted in a certain door. A message. A summons. A new record for heads and tails. We have not been picked out simply to be abandoned, set loose to find our own way. We are entitled to some direction. I would have thought.
You say?
Yes.
What do you hear? I thought I heard music.
Yes.
Like a band. It sounded like a band.
Yes.
Drums. Couldn't have been real.
The colours red, blue, and green are real. The colour yellow is a mystical experience shared by everyone. Demolish.
It must have been thunder, like drums.
A man breaking his journey between one place and another, and a third place with no name, character, population, or significance, sees a unicorn cross his path and disappear. Now this in itself is startling, but there are precedents for mystical encounters of various kinds, or to be less extreme, a choice of persuasion to put it down to fancy. Until, my God, says the second man, I must be dreaming. I thought I saw a unicorn. At which point, a dimension is added that makes the experience as alarming as it will ever be. A third witness, you understand, adds no further dimension, but only spreads it thinner. And a fourth thinner still, and the more witnesses there are, the thinner it gets, and the more reasonable it becomes until it is as thin as reality, the name we give to the common experience. Look! Look! Recites the crowd. A horse with an arrow in its forehead. It must have been mistaken for a deer.
I knew all along it was a band.
You knew all along it was a band.
Here they come.
Sorry it wasn't a unicorn. It would be nice to have a unicorn.
An audience. Don't move. A lucky thing we came along.
For us?
Let us hope so. But to meet two gentlemen on the road, we would not hope to meet them often.
No.
Well met, in fact, and just in time.
Why is that?
Why, we grow rusty. You catch us at the very point of decadence. By this time tomorrow, we might have forgotten everything we ever knew. That's a thought, isn't it? We'd be back where we started. Improvising.
Tumblers, are you?
We'll give you a tumble, if that's your taste. And times being what they are. Otherwise, for a jingle of coin, we can do you a selection of gory romances, full of fine cadence and corpses, pirated from the Italian.
Hey!
And it doesn't take much to make a jingle. Even a single coin has music to it. Tragedies at your command.
My name's Guildenstern, and this
but quality counts for something. I recognized you at once.
And who are we?
As fellow artists!
Gentlemen.
For some of us, it is performance. For others, patronage. They are two sides of the same coin. Or let us say, being as there are so many of us, the same side of two coins?
What is your line?
Tragedy, sir. Deaths and disclosures. Universal and particular. Denouements both unexpected and inexorable. Transvestite melodrama on all levels, including the suggestive. We transport you into a world of intrigue and illusion. Clowns, if you like. Murders. We can do you ghosts. And battles. On a skirmish level. Heroes. Villains. Tormented lovers. Set pieces in the poetic vein. We can do you rapiers. Or rape. Or both, by all means. Faithless wives and ravished virgins. Flagrante delicto at a price, but that comes under realism, for which there are special terms. Getting on now?
Well, I don't know.
It costs little to watch. A little more if you happen to get caught up in the action. If that's your taste. And times being what they are.
What are they?
Indifferent. Bad. Wicked. Now what precisely is your pleasure? Gentlemen, disport yourselves. There. See anything you like?
And what do they do?
Let your imagination run riot. They are beyond surprise.
And how much?
To take part?
To watch?
Watch what?
A private performance.
How private?
Well, there are only two of us. Is that enough?
For an audience, disappointing. For voyeurs, about average.
What's the difference?
5 guilders.
Oh, 5 guilders!
To watch.
Together.
Each. I don't think you understand.
What are you saying?
What am I saying for?
Where do you lead?
Roundabout. A nest of children carries the custom of the town. Juvenile companies they are fashion. But they cannot match our repertoire. We'll stoop to anything if that's your bet.
You'll grow up.
There's one born every minute. Onward!
Where do you go?
Home, sir.
Where from?
Home. We're traveling people. We take our chances where we find them.
With chance then.
Chance?
You found us.
Oh, yes.
You were looking.
Oh, no.
Chance then.
Or fate?
Yours or ours?
Could hardly be one without the other.
Fate then.
Oh, yes. We have no control. Tonight, we play to the court. Or the night after. Or to the tavern. Or not.
Perhaps I could use my influence. As with yours. I would say I have some influence.
Would you say so?
I have influence, yes.
Yet what?
I have influence. You said something about getting caught up in the action.
I did. You're quicker than your friend. Now, for a handful of guilders, I happen to have a private and uncut performance of the rape of the Sabine women. Or rather, woman. Or rather, Alfred. Get your skirt on, Alfred. And for 8, you can participate, taking either part or both for 10 with encore. Get your skirt off, Alfred. Oh.
It could have been. It didn't have to be obscene. It could have been a bird out of season dropping bright feathers on my shoulder. It could have been a toneless dwarf standing by the road to point the way. I was prepared. But it's this, is it? No enigma, no dignity, nothing classical, portentous, only this. A comic pornographer, and a rabble of prostitutes.
You should have caught us in better times. We were purists then. Onward!
Excuse me.
Alfred?
You're not exclusively players then.
We're exclusively players, sir.
So you give, exhibitions?
Performances, sir.
Yes, of course. There's more money in that, is there?
There's more trade, sir.
Times being what they are.
Yes,
Indifferent.
completely.
No, I had no idea.
No?
I mean, I'd heard of, but I never actually.
No.
What exactly do you do?
We keep to our usual stuff, more or less. Only inside out. We do the things on stage that are supposed to happen off, which is a kind of integrity if you look upon every exit being an entrance somewhere else.
Well, I'm not really the sort of man who. Don't rush off. I mean, sit down and tell us about some of the things people ask you to do.
Onward!
Well, just a minute. Well, all right. I wouldn't mind seeing just an idea of the sort of thing. What will you do for that?
What are you playing at?
Filth! Disgusting! Well, I'll report you to the authorities, perverts. I know what your game is. It's all filth.
Do you like a bet?
What kind of bet did you have in mind?
Double or quits?
Well, heads.
Again. Heads.
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 Tails. No. They don't like the odds.
You were right. Heads. Heads I win.
No.
And right again. Heads I win.
No.
And right again. Heads I win.
No.
Can you believe it? Bet me the year of my birth doubled is an odd number.
Your birth?
If you don't trust me, don't bet with me.
Would you trust me?
Bet me then.
My
Odd numbers you win.
You're on.
Good. Year of your birth, double it. Even numbers I win, odd numbers I lose.
We have no money.
Ah. Then what have you got? Was it for this?
Well, it's the best we've got.
Then the times are bad indeed. The very air stinks. Come here, Alfred. Do you lose often?
Yes, sir.
Then what could you have left to lose?
Nothing, sir.
Do you like being an actor?
No, sir.
You and I, Alfred, we could create a dramatic precedent here. This is no way to fill the theatres of Europe. Do you know any good plays?
Plays.
Exhibition.
I thought you said you were actors.
Oh, well, we are. There hasn't been much call.
Well, you lost. One of the Greeks, perhaps? You're familiar with the tragedies of antiquity, are you? The great homicidal classics, matri, patri, fratri, sorori, uxori. It goes without saying, suicidal, Maidens aspiring to godheads.
And vice versa.
Your kind of thing, is it?
Well, no. I can't say it is, really. We're more of the blood, love, and rhetoric school.
Well, I'll leave the choice to you, if there's anything to choose between.
They're hardly divisible, sir. Well, I can do you, blood and love without the rhetoric. And I can do you, blood and rhetoric without the love. And I can do all three concurrent, all consecutive. But I cannot do you, love and rhetoric without the blood. Blood is compulsory. They're all blood, you see.
Is that what people want?
It's what we do.
Thank you. We'll let you know.
Entrances there and there!
What? Aren't you going to change into your costume?
I never change out of it, sir.
Always in character.
That's it.
Are you going to come on?
I am on.
If you are on, you can't come on, can you?
I start on.
But it hasn't started. Go on, we'll look out for you.
I'll give you a wave.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Come on.
Say, that was lucky. What? It was tails.
Come on.
Welcome, dear Rosencrantz, and the Guildenstern. Moreover, that we did much long to see, that the need we have to use you did provoke our hasty sending. Something have you heard of Hamlet's transformation, so called, sith neither the exterior nor the inward man resembles that it was. What it should be, more than his father's death, that thus hath put him so much from the understanding of himself, I cannot dream of. I entreat you both, that being of so young days brought up with him, and sith so neighboured to his youth and behaviour, that you vouchsafe your rest here in our court some little time, so by your companies to draw him unto pleasures, and to gather so much as from occasion you may glean, whether aught to us unknown afflicts him thus, that open lies within our remedy.
Good gentlemen, he hath much talked of you, and sure I am to men there is not living to whom he more adheres. If it will please you to show us so much gentry and goodwill as to expand your time with us a while, for the supply and profit of our hope, your visitation shall receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
Both your majesty's might, by the sovereign power you have of us, put your dread pleasures more into command than to entreaty.
But we both obey, and here give up ourselves in the full bent, to lay our service freely at your feet to be commanded.
Thanks, Rosencrantz, and the gentle Guildenstern.
Thanks, Guildenstern and gentle Rosencrantz. And I beseech you instantly to visit my too much changed son. Go, some of you, and bring these gentlemen where Hamlet is.
Heaven make our presence and our practices pleasant and helpful to him.
Aye, amen.
The ambassadors from Norway, my good lord, are joyfully returned.
Thou still hast been the father of good news.
Have I, my lord? Assure you, my good liege, I hold my duty as I hold my soul both to my God and to my gracious king. And I do think, or else this brain of mine hunts not the trail of policy so sure as it hath used to do, that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy. That I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
that all of a sudden, and for no reason at all, you haven't the faintest idea how to spell the word wife or house. Because when you write it down, you just can't remember ever having seen those letters in that order before.
I remember.
Yes.
I remember when there were no questions.
There were always questions. To exchange one set for another is no great matter.
Answers, yes, there were answers to everything.
You've forgotten.
I haven't forgotten! How I used to remember my own name, and yours, oh yes. There were answers everywhere you looked. There was no question about it. People knew who I was. And they didn't. They asked, and I told them.
You did. The trouble is, each of them is plausible without being instinctive. All your life, you live so close to truth it becomes a permanent blur in the corner of your eye. And when something nudges it into outline, it's like being ambushed by a grotesque. A man standing in his saddle in the half-lit, half-light dawn banged on the shutters and called two names. He was just a hat and a coat, levitating in the great plume of his own breath, but when he called, we came. That much is certain. We came.
I, for one, don't care one way or the other, so why don't you make up your mind?
We can't afford anything quite so arbitrary. Nor did we come all this way for a christening. All of that preceded us. But we are comparatively fortunate. We might have been left to sift the whole field of human nomenclature, like two blind men sifting a bazaar for their own portraits. At least we are presented with alternatives.
Well, as from now...
Oh, not choice!
You made me look ridiculous in there.
I was just as ridiculous as you did!
Consistency is all I ask.
Give us this day our daily mask.
I want to go home. I lost my sense of direction. Which way did we come in?
The only beginning is birth, and the only end is death. You can't count on that. What can you count on?
We don't owe anything to anyone.
We've been caught up. Your smallest action sets up another somewhere else and is set off by it. Keep an eye open, an ear cocked. Tread warily, follow instructions. We'll be all right.
Oh, what have we got to go on?
We've been briefed. How was transformation? What do you recollect?
He's changed, hasn't he? The exterior and inward man fails to
Drawn
resemble
on to pleasures, gleam on to flicks.
something more than his father's death.
He's always talking about us. There aren't two people living whom he dotes on more than us.
That's it. We cheer him up, find out what's the matter.
Exactly. It's a matter of asking the right questions and giving away as little as we can. It's a game.
And then we can go.
I received such thanks. It fits a king's remembrance.
I like the sound of that. What do you think he meant by remembrance?
He doesn't forget his friends.
Would you care to estimate?
Difficult to say, really. Some kings tend to be amnesia. Others, I suppose, the opposite. What
Yes,
sounds
but
elephantine.
not how long, how much.
Retentive! He's a very retentive king, a royal retainer!
What are you playing at?
Words! Words. They're all we have to go on.
Shouldn't we be doing something constructive?
What did you have in mind? A short, blunt human pyramid?
We could go
Where?
after him.
Why? They've got us marked now. If we start moving around, we'll be chasing each other all night.
How intriguing. I feel like a spectator. Appalling business. The only thing that makes it bearable is the irrational thought that someone interesting will come on in a minute.
See anyone?
No. You?
No. What a fine persecution. To be kept intrigued without ever quite being enlightened. You've had no practice.
We could play questions.
What good would that do?
Practice?
Statement 1.
Cheating.
How?
I didn't start it yet.
Statement 2.
Are you counting that?
What?
Are you counting that?
Statement. No repetitions. 3. First game.
I'm
2.
not playing if you're going to be like that.
Sir.
Huh?
Fine. Look, brunt. Look,
or anyone else.
Who?
How would I know?
Why do you ask?
Are you serious?
Was that rhetoric?
No.
Cool! Game points.
What's the matter with you today?
When?
What?
Are you dead?
Am I dead?
Yes or no?
Is there a choice?
Is there a God?
Foul, no non sequiturs. 3, 2, 1, game all.
What's your name?
What's yours?
I asked you first.
Statement. One love.
What's your name when you're at home?
What's yours?
When I'm at home?
Is it different at home?
What home?
Have you got one?
Why do you ask?
What are you driving at?
What's your name?
Rhetoric. No. Repetition. To love.
Who do you think you are?
And that is rhetoric. 3, 2, match to me. Where's it going to end?
That's the question. Rosencrantz!
What?
There! How was that?
Clever.
Natural.
Steve.
Got it in your head.
I take my hat off to you.
Shake hands.
Now I'll do you. Gilded.
Not yet. Catch me unaware.
Right. Ready?
Don't be stupid!
Alright.
Guildenstern,
What?
consistency is all I ask.
Immortality is all I seek.
Give us this day our baby week.
Who is that?
Didn't you know him?
He didn't know
You
me.
didn't see me.
I didn't see him.
We shall see. I hardly knew him. He's changed.
You can see that?
Transformed.
How do you know?
Inside and out.
I see.
He's not himself.
He's changed.
I can see that. We know what afflicts him.
Me?
Him.
How?
Question and answer. All ways are the best way.
He's afflicted.
You question, I'll answer.
He's not himself, you know.
I'm him, you see.
Who am I then?
You're yourself.
And he's you.
Not a bit of it.
Are you afflicted?
That's the idea. Are you ready?
Let's go back a bit.
I'm afflicted.
I see.
Glean what afflicts me.
Right.
Question and answer.
How should I begin?
Address me.
My dear Guildenstern.
You've forgotten, haven't you?
My dear Rosencrantz.
I don't think you quite understand. What we're attempting here is a hypothesis in which I answer for him while you ask me questions.
Ready?
You know what to do.
What?
Are you stupid?
Pardon?
Are you deaf?
Did you speak?
Not now.
Statement.
Not now! Perhaps you'll come back this way.
Should we go?
Why?
Oh, you mean you pretend to be him and I ask you questions?
Very good.
You had me confused.
Yeah, I can see I have.
How should I begin?
Address me.
My most honored lord.
My dear Rosencrantz.
Am I pretending to be you then?
Certainly not. If you like, shall we continue?
Question and answer.
Right.
Right. My honored lord.
My dear fellow.
How are you?
Afflicted.
Really? In what way?
Transformed.
Inside or out?
Both.
I see. Not really anything new there.
Go into details. Delve. Probe the background. Establish the situation.
So, your uncle is the king of Denmark?
And my father before him.
His father before him?
No, my father before him.
But surely...
You might well ask.
Let me get it straight. Your father was king. You are his son. Your father dies. Your uncle becomes king.
Yes.
Huh. Unorthodox.
Undid me.
Undeniable. Where were you?
In Germany.
Usurpation then.
He slipped in.
Which reminds me.
Well, it would.
I don't want to be personal.
Common knowledge.
Your mother's marriage?
He slipped in.
Body was still warm.
So was hers.
Extraordinary.
Indecent.
Hasty.
Suspicious.
It makes you think.
Don't think I haven't thought it.
And with her husband's brother?
They were close.
Ugh. She went to him
Too close.
for comfort.
It looks bad.
Hands up.
Incest to adultery.
Would you do so much?
Never.
So, to sum up, your father, whom you love, dies. You are his heir. You come back to find that hardly was the corpse cold before your young brother has popped onto the throne and into his sheets, thereby offending legal and natural practice. Now, why exactly are you behaving in such an extraordinary manner?
I can't imagine. But all that is well known. It's common property. And yet he sent for us. And we did come.
I say, I can hear
We're here.
music. I thought I heard music.
Rosencrantz.
What?
Guildenstern.
What?
Don't you discriminate at all!
What?
Just go and see if he's there. There!
Yes.
What's he doing?
Talking.
To himself? Is he alone?
No.
Then he's not talking to himself, is he?
Not by himself. Coming this way, I think. Should we go?
Why? We're marked now.
You yourself, sir, should be as old as I am, yet like a crab. You look backwards.
This be madness, yet there is method in it. Will you walk out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave.
Indeed, that is out of the air. My lord, I will take my leave of you.
You cannot take from me anything that I'd more willingly part with all. Well, except my life. Except my life. Except my life.
Fare you well, my lord. You come to seek Lord Hamlet? There he is.
God save you, sir.
My honoured lord!
My most dear lord. My excellent good friends. How dost thou, Guildenstern? Oh, Rosencrantz, my good lads. How do you both? Splendid. There's something in this more than natural if philosophy could find it out.
There are the players.
Gentlemen, you are welcome to Elsinore. Oh. Your hands. Come then. The appurtenance of welcome is both fashion and ceremony. Let me comply with you in this garb, lest my extent to the players, which I tell you must show fairly outwards, should appear more like welcome than yours. You are welcome. But my uncle, father, and aunt, mother are deceived.
In what, my dear lord?
I am but mad north-northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw.
What'll be with you, gentlemen?
Hark you, Guildenstern, and you too, and each your hearer. That great baby you see there is not yet out of his swaddling clothes.
My good lord, I have news to tell you.
My good lord, I have news to tell you. When Lucius was an actor in Rome.
The actors have come hither, my lord.
Buzz. Yes?
What?
I thought you...
No.
Ah.
I think we can say we made some headway.
You think so?
I think we can say that.
I think we can say he made us look ridiculous in there.
We played it close to the chest, of course.
Question and answer. Old ways are the best way. He was scoring off us all down the line.
He caught us on the wrong foot once or twice, perhaps, but I thought we gained some ground.
He murdered us.
He might have had the edge.
27-3, and you think he might have had the edge. He murdered us.
What about our evasions?
Oh, well, our evasions, they were lovely. Were you sent for? He asks. My lord, we will send for. I didn't know where to put
He
myself.
had 6 rhetoricals.
Question and an answer all right. Yeah, 27 questions he got out in 10 minutes and answered 3. I was waiting for you to delve. When is he going to start delving, I asked myself.
And 2 repetitions.
Hardly a leading question between us.
But we got his symptoms, didn't we?
Half of what he said meant something else, and the other half didn't mean anything at all.
Thwarted ambition. Sense of grievance. That's my diagnosis.
6 rhetorical and 2 repetition, leaving 19, which we answered 15. And what did we get in return? Hamlet's depressed. Ooh. And Denmark's a prison, and he'd rather live in a nutshell. And some shadow play about the nature of ambition, which never got down to cases. And finally, one direct question that might have led somewhere, but in fact led to his illuminating claim to tell a hawk from a handsaw.
When the wind is southerly.
And the weather's clear.
And when it isn't, he can't.
He's at the mercy of the elements. Is that southerly?
It doesn't look southerly. What made you think so?
I didn't say I think so. It could be northerly for all I know.
Wouldn't have thought so.
Well, if you're going to be dogmatic.
Well, wait a minute. We came from roughly south, according to a rough map.
I see. Well, which way did we come in, roughly?
In the morning, the sun would be easterly. I think we can assume that.
That it's morning.
Well, if it is, and the sun is over there, for instance, that would be northerly. On the other hand, if it is not morning and the sun is over there, that would still be northerly. But to put it another way, if we came from down there, and it is morning, the sun would be up there. And if it's actually over there, and it's still morning, then we must have come from up there. And if that is southerly, and the sun is over there, then it's the afternoon. However, if none of these is the case...
Why don't you go and have a look?
Empiricism! Is that all you have to offer? You seem to have no conception of where we stand. You won't find the answer written down for you in the bowl of the compass, I can tell you that. Besides, you can never tell this far north. It's probably dark out there.
I merely suggest that the position of the sun, if it is out, would give you a rough idea of the time. Alternatively, the clock, if it is going, would give you a rough idea of the position of this. I forget what you're trying to establish.
I'm trying to establish the direction of the wind.
There is no wind. Draft, yes.
In that case, the origin. Trace it to its source, and it might give us a rough idea of the way we came in, which might give us a rough idea of south, for further reference.
Coming up through the floor, that can't be south, can it?
That's not a direction. Just lick your toe and wave it around a bit.
No, it's no good. You'll have to lick it for me.
I'm prepared to let the whole matter drop.
Or I can lick yours.
No, thank
I'll
you.
even wave it around.
What in God's name is the matter with you?
Just being friendly.
Somebody might come in. It's what we're counting on after all. Ultimately.
Perhaps they've all trampled each other to death in a rush. Give them a shout, something intriguing.
The wheels have been set in motion, and they have their own pace, to which we are condemned. Each move is dictated by the previous one. That is the meaning of order. If we start being arbitrary, it would just be a shambles. At least let us hope so. Because if we just happen to discover spontaneity was a part of their order, we'd know that we were lost. A Chinaman of the Tang Dynasty, and by which definition a philosopher, dreamed he was a butterfly. And from that moment he was never quite sure that he was not a butterfly dreaming he was a Chinese philosopher. Envy him in his twofold security.
Fire!
Where?
It's alright. Just demonstrating the misuse of free speech to prove that it exists. Not a move. They have to burn to death in their shoes.
What was it?
What?
Heads or tails?
Oh, I didn't look.
Yes, you did.
Did I? Oh, quite right. Rings a bell.
What's the last thing you remember?
I don't wish to be reminded of it.
We cross our bridges when we come to them and burn them behind us. There's nothing to show for our progress except a memory of the smell of smoke. A presumption that once our eyes are watered.
Nope. Double bluff.
Joneses!
Oh. Follow him, friends! We're a play tomorrow.
Now think, hear me, friend. Can you play The Murder of Gonzaga?
Aye,
We'll have it tomorrow. You could, for a need, study some speech of dozen or 16 lines that I've set down and inserted in it, could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. Follow that lord, and look you, mock it not. My excellent friends, I leave you till tonight. You're welcome to Elsinore.
So, you've caught up.
Not yet, sir.
Then mind your tongue, or we'll have it out, and throw the rest of you away like a nightingale at a Roman feast.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
You'd be lost for words,
You'd be tongue-tied,
like a mute in a monologue.
like a nightingale at a Roman feast.
Your diction will go to pieces.
Your lines will be cut,
Don't show.
and dramatic pauses.
You'll never find your tongue.
Lick your lips,
Taste your tears.
your breath.
You are not a different.
There won't be any.
You'll take the very words out of your mouth.
So you caught on.
So you've caught up.
Not yet! You left us.
Ha! I've forgotten. You performed a dramatic spectacle on the road. I'm sorry we had to miss it.
We can't look each other in the face! You don't understand the humiliation of it. To be tricked out of the single assumption which makes our existence viable, that somebody is watching. There we were, demented children, mincing about in clothes that no one ever wore, speaking as no man ever spoke, swearing love in wigs and rhymed couplets, killing each other with wooden swords, hollow protestations of faith hurled after empty promises of vengeance, and every gesture, every pose vanishing into the thin, unpopulated air. We ransomed our dignity to the clouds, and the uncomprehending birds listened. Don't you see? We're actors. We're the opposite of people. Think in your head now. Think of the most private, secret, intimate thing you have ever done, secure in the knowledge of its privacy. Are you thinking of it? Well, I saw you do it.
That's a lie! You never...
We're actors. We pledged our identities, secure the conventions of our trade, that someone would be watching, and then gradually, no one was. It's not until the murderer's long soliloquy that we were able to look around, frozen as we were, in profile. Our eyes searched you out. First, confidently. Then, hesitantly. Then, desperately. So each patch of turf, each log, every exposed corner in every direction proved uninhabited, and all the while the murderous king addressed the horizon with his dreary, interminable guilt. Our heads began to move, weary as lizards. The unsullied corpse of Rosalinda peeped through his fingers, and the king faltered. Even then, habit, a stubborn trust that our audience spied upon us from behind the nearest bush, forced our bodies to blunder on long after they'd emptied of meaning, until, like runaway carts, they came to a halt. No one came forward. No one shouted at us. The silence was unbreakable. It imposed itself upon us. It was obscene. We took off our crowns, swords, cloth of gold, and moved silently on the road to Elsinore.
Brilliantly recreated. If these eyes could weep. Rather strong on metaphor, mind you. No criticism, only a matter of taste. So here you are, with a vengeance. That's a figure of speech, isn't it? Well, let us say we've made up for it, for you may have no doubt who to thank for your performance at the court.
We already have an entry here, and always have had.
You played for him before.
Yes, sir.
What will you play?
The Murder of Gonzaga,
Full of fine cadence and corpses.
pirated from the Italian.
What's it about?
It's about a king and a queen.
Escapism. What else?
Blood.
Love and rhetoric.
Yes.
Where are you going?
I can come and go as I please.
You're clearly a man who knows his way around.
I've been here before.
We're still finding our feet.
I should concentrate on not losing your heads.
You speak from knowledge.
President.
You've been here before.
And I know which way the wind is blowing.
The truth is, we value your company for want of any other. We've been left so much to our own devices after a while. One welcomes the uncertainty of being left to other people.
Uncertainty is the normal state. You're nobody special.
For God's sake, what are we supposed to do?
Relax, respond. That's what people do. You can't go through questioning your life at every turn.
But we don't know what's going on or what to do with ourselves. We don't know how to act.
Act natural. You know why you're here, at least?
We only know what we're told, and that's little enough. For all we know, it isn't even true.
For all anyone knows, nothing is. Everything has to be taken on trust. Truth is only that which is taken to be true. It's the currency of living. There may be nothing behind it, but it doesn't make any difference so long as it is honored. One acts on assumptions. What do you assume?
Well, Hamlet's not himself. Neither inside or out, and we have to glean the affliction.
He's melancholy.
Melancholy?
Mad.
How's he mad?
How is he mad?
More morose than mad, perhaps.
Melancholy.
Moody.
He has moods.
Moroseness?
Madness. And yet,
Quite.
for instance,
He talks to himself, which might be madness,
if he didn't talk sense, which he does,
which suggests the opposite.
Of what?
I think I have. A man talking sense to himself is no madder than a man talking nonsense and not to himself.
Or just as mad.
Or just as mad.
And he does both.
So there you are.
Start reading things.
Why?
What?
Exactly.
Exactly what?
Exactly why.
Exactly why what? Why?
Why, what exactly?
Why is he mad?
I don't know.
The old man thinks he's in love with his daughter. love with the old man's daughter, the old man thinks.
It makes sense. Unrequited passion.
Nobody leaves this room without a very good reason.
Why not?
All this trolling about is getting too arbitrary by far. I'm rapidly losing my grip. From now on, reason will prevail.
I have lines to learn.
Pause.
Next!
What did you expect?
Something? Someone? Nothing. Are you hungry?
No. Are you?
No. You remember that coin?
No.
I think I lost it.
What coin?
I can't remember exactly.
Oh, that coin.
I can't remember how I did it.
Probably comes natural to you.
Yes, I've got a showstopper there.
Do it again.
We can't afford it.
Yes. One must think of the future.
It's the natural thing.
To have one. One is, after all, having it all the time. Now. And now. And now.
It could go on forever! Well, not forever, I suppose. Do you ever think of yourself as actually dead, lying in a box with a lid on it?
No.
Nor I, really. It's silly to be impressed by it. I mean, one thinks of it like being alive in a box. One keeps forgetting to take into account the fact that one is dead, which should make all the difference. Shouldn't it? I mean, it's not like you would know you were in a box, would you? It would be like sleeping in a box. Not that I'd like to sleep in a box, mind you. Not without air. Because, well, you'd wake up dead for a start, and then where would you be? Apart from inside a box. And that's why I don't think of it. Or I don't like, frankly. Because you'd be helpless, wouldn't you? Stuck in a box like that, I mean, you'd be in there forever. Even taking into account the fact that one is dead, it's not a pleasant thought. Well, especially if you're dead, really. But ask yourself, if I ask you straight off, I'm going to stuff you in that box, would you rather be alive or dead? Naturally, you'd prefer to be alive. Life in a box is better than no life at all. In fact, I mean, you'd have a chance at least. You could lie there thinking, well, at least I'm not dead. In a minute, someone's going to come along and bang on the lid and tell me to come out of there. Hey, what's your name? Come on out of there!
You don't have to flog it to death.
I wouldn't think of it if I were you. You'd only get depressed. Eternity is a terrible thought. I mean, where is it going to end? Two early Christians chance to meet in heaven. Saul of Tarsus already, cried the first. What are you doing here? Tarsus, Schmarsus, replied the other. I'm Paul already. They don't care. We count for nothing. We can remain silent until we're green in the face and they wouldn't come.
Red?
A Christian, a Muslim, and a Jew chance to meet in a closed carriage. Silverstein, cried the Jew. Who's your friend? His name's Abdullah, replied the Muslim, but he's no friend of mine since he became a convert. keen one. A moment in childhood when it first occurred to you that you don't go on forever. It must have been shattering, stamped into one's memory. And yet, I can't remember it. It never occurred to me at all. What does one make of that? We must be born with an intuition of mortality. Before we know the words for it, before we know there are words, out we come, bloodied and squalling, with the knowledge that for all the compasses in the world, there is only one direction, and time is its only measure. A Hindu, a Buddhist, and a lion tamer chanced to meet in a circus on the Indo-Chinese border. They're taking us for granted. Oh, well, I, for one, won't stand for it. A line must be drawn. Keep out, then. I forbid anyone to enter. That's better.
Followed by a silence. It is a terrible thought.
Did he receive you well?
Most like a gentleman.
But with much forcing of his disposition.
Miser of question, but of our demands most free in his reply.
Did you essay him to any pastime?
Madam, it so fell out that certain players we o'erwrought on the way. These we told him, and there did seem in him a kind of joy to hear of it. They are about the court, and as I think, they have already ordered this night to play before him.
What is most true? And he beseeched me to entreat your majesties to hear and see the matter.
With all my heart, it doth content me to hear him so inclined. Good gentlemen, give him a further end, drive his purpose into these delights.
We shall, my lord.
Sweet Gertrude, leave us too, for we have closely sent for Hamlet hither, that he, as were by accident, may hear affront Ophelia.
Never a moment's peace. On and off, in and out. They're coming at us from all sides.
We'll never
Why
satisfy.
can't we catch them on the trot? Like,
What's the difference?
I'm going. He's coming.
What's he doing?
Nothing.
He must be doing something.
Walking.
On his hands.
On his feet.
Stark naked.
Fully dressed.
Selling toffee apples?
I don't think so.
You could be wrong.
I don't think so.
I can't for the life of me see how we're going to get into conversation.
Nevertheless, I suppose one might say that this was a chance. One might well accost him. Yes, I definitely think that this is a chance. Something along the lines of a direct and formal approach. Man to man, straight from the shoulder. Now see here, what's it all about? Sort of thing. Yes, this definitely looks like one to be grabbed with both hands, I should say, if I were asked. No sense in looking at a gift horse until you see the whites of its eyes. We're overawed, and that's our trouble. When it comes to the point, we succumb to their personalities.
Thy orisons be all my sins remembered.
Good, my lord. How does your honor for this many a day?
Well.
It's like living in a public park.
Very impressive. Yes, I thought your direct, informal approach was going to stop this thing dead in its tracks there. If I might make a suggestion. Shut up and sit down and stop being perverse.
Well, I, for one, won't stand for it. Guess who?
How?
Excuse me.
I beg your pardon.
What did he do?
I put my foot down.
My hand was on the
You
floor.
put your hand under his foot.
I
What for?
thought. Don't leave me.
we haven't got much
What are
time.
you doing?
Dress rehearsal. Now, if you two wouldn't mind just moving back. There. Good. Everyone ready? And for goodness sake, remember what we're doing here. We always use the same costumes, more or less, and I forget what they're supposed to be in. Stop picking your nose, Alfred. When queens have to, they do it through a cerebral process passed down in the blood. Good. Silence! Off we go. Full 30 times have no! Don't show first your confounded majesty! They're a bit out of practice, but they always pick up wonderfully for the death.
How nice.
There's nothing more unconvincing than an unconvincing death.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Act 1 moves now!
What's the dumb show for?
Well, it's a device, really. It makes the action that follows more or less comprehensible. You understand we are tied down to a language, which makes up in obscurity what it lacks in style.
Who's that?
The king's brother and uncle to the prince.
Not exactly fraternal.
Not exactly avuncular as time goes on.
say we will have no more marriage. All those who've already married, although one shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery. Go! Full 30 times!
But his affections do not that way tend. For when he spake, though it lacked form a little, was not like madness. Something in his soul which his melancholy sits on brood, and I do doubt the hatch and the disclose will be some danger. Which, for to prevent, I have in good inclination thus set it down. He shall, with speed, to England.
Gentlemen, it doesn't seem to be coming. We are not getting it at all. What did you think?
No. What was I supposed to think?
You're not getting across!
That didn't look like love to me.
Something from scratch again.
Back to position!
Oh, wasn't that the end?
Do you call that an ending? With practically everyone on his feet? My goodness, no. Over your dead bodies. There's a design at work in all art, surely you know that. Events must lay themselves out to aesthetic, moral, and logical conclusions.
And what's that in this case?
It never varies. We aim at the point where everyone who is marked for death dies.
Marked.
Between just desserts and tragic irony, we are given quite a lot of scope for our particular talents. Generally speaking, things have gone about as far as they can possibly go, and things have gone about as bad as they reasonably get.
Who decides?
Besides, it is raining. Now, if you're going to be subtle, we'll miss each other in the dark. I'm referring to oral tradition, so to speak. We're tragedians, you see. We follow directions. There is no choice involved. The bad end unluckily, the good unhappily. That's what tragedy means. Positions! Go! Having murdered his brother and wooed the widow, the poisoner mounts the throne. Here we see him and his queen enraged to their unbridled passion. She little knowing the man she holds in her arms.
Oh, I say, you can't do that.
Why not?
Well, people come to be entertained. They don't expect sordid and gratuitous filth.
All they do. Murder, seduction, and incest. What do you want, Joe?
I want a good story with a beginning, a middle, and an end.
And you?
I prefer art to mirror light, if it's all the same to you.
It's all the same to me, sir. All right, no need to indulge yourselves. I come on with it. The Shannon's nephew to the... Yes? Lucianus, nephew to the king, usurped by his uncle and shattered by his mother's incestuous marriage, loses his reason, throwing the court into turmoil and disarray as he alternates between bitter melancholy and unrestricted lunacy, staggering from the suicidal to the homicidal. He at last confronts his mother, and in a scene of provocative ambiguity, begs her to repent and recant. The king, tormented by guilt, haunted by fear, decides to dispatch his nephew to England, and entrusts this undertaking to two smiling accomplices. Friends, courtiers, to two spies, giving them a letter to present before the English court, and so they depart. On board ship. And they arrive, and disembark and present themselves before the English king. The English king! But, where is the prince? Where indeed the plot has thickened? A twist of fate and cunning has put into their hands a letter that seals their death!
Are you familiar with this play?
No.
A slaughterhouse. 8 corpses all told. Brings out the best in us.
You. What do you know about death?
It's what the actors do best. They have to exploit whatever talent is given to them, and their talent is dying. They can die heroically, comically, ironically, slowly, suddenly, disgustingly, charmingly, or from a great height. My own talent is more general. I extract significance from melodrama, a significance which it does not in fact contain. Occasionally, from out of this matter, escapes a thin beam of light that, seen at the right angle, can crack the shell of mortality.
Actors. The mechanics of cheap melodrama. That isn't death. You scream and choke and sink to your knees. But that doesn't bring death home to anyone. It doesn't catch them unawares and start the whisper in their skulls that says, one day you were going to die. You die so many times. How can you expect them to believe in your deaths?
On the contrary, it's the only kind they do believe. I had an actor once who was condemned to hang for stealing a sheep. Or a lamb, I forget which. So I got permission to have him hanged in the middle of a play. Had to change the plot a bit, but I thought it would be effective, you know? And you just wouldn't believe it. He wasn't convincing. He did nothing but cry all the time. Right out of character. Just stood there and cried. Never again! Audiences know what to expect, and that is all they are prepared to believe. Show.
No, you've got it all wrong. You can't act death. The fact of it is nothing to do with seeing it happen. It's not gasps and blood and falling about. That isn't what makes death. It's just a man failing to reappear, that's all. Now you see him, now you don't. That's the only thing that's real. Here one minute and gone the next, and never coming back. It's an exit. Unobtrusive and unannounced. A disappearance gathering weight as it goes on until finally is heavy with death.
I think we can safely assume that that is east.
I'm assuming nothing.
Rings a bell.
They're waiting to see what we're going to do.
Good old east.
As soon as we make a move, they'll come pouring in from every side, shouting obscure instructions, confusing us with ridiculous remarks, messing us about from here till breakfast, and getting our names wrong.
Ho, Guildenstern!
You're wanted. You're
Wanted.
Friends, both, go join you with some further aid. Hamlet in madness hath Polonius slain, and from his mother's closet hath he dragged him. Go, seek him out. speak fair, and bring the body into the chapel. I pray you haste in this. Come, Gertrude, let us call up our wisest friends, let them know both what we need to do.
Well,
Quite.
well.
Quite. Seek him out, etc.
Quite.
Well, that's a step in the right direction.
You didn't like him.
Who?
Good God, I have more tears to shed for us.
Well, it's progress, isn't it? Something positive. Seek him out. Now, where does one begin?
That's a step in the right direction.
You think so? He could be anywhere.
All right. You go that way. I'll go this way.
Right. No. You go this way. I'll go that way.
All right.
No. Wait. I just had a thought. We should stick together. He might be violent.
Good point. I'll come with you.
No. I'll go with you.
Right.
I'll go with you my way.
All right.
Wait. I just thought. If we both go, he could come here, and that would be stupid, wouldn't it?
All right. I'll stay. You go.
Right. I say, I just had a thought. We ought to stick together. He might be violent.
Good point. Well, at last we're getting somewhere. Of course, he might not come.
He'll come.
We'd have some explaining to do.
He'll come. Believe me, he'll... He's coming.
What's he doing?
Walking.
Alone?
No.
Who's with him?
The old man.
Walking?
No.
Not walking?
No.
Ah. That's an opening if ever there was one. Let him walk into the trap.
What trap?
Look, you stand here. Don't let him pass.
Well, that was close.
There's a limit to what two people can do.
He was dead.
Of course he was dead.
Properly.
Death's death, isn't it? Perhaps he'll come back this way. No. If we can't learn by experience, what else have we got?
Give him a shout.
Oh, I thought we'd been into all this.
Hamlet.
Don't be absurd.
Lord Hamlet.
You-
What hast thou done, my lord, with the dead body?
Compounded it with the dust. Whereto it is kin.
You must tell us where 'tis, my lord, so that we may take it thence and bear it to the chapel.
Do not believe it.
Believe what?
That I can keep your counsel and not my own. Besides, to be demanded of a sponge, what replication should be made by the son of a king?
Take you me for a sponge, my lord?
Aye, sir, that soaks up the king's countenance, his rewards, his authorities. Oh, but such officers does the king best service in the end. He keeps them like an ape in the back of his jaw, first mouthed to be last swallowed. When he needs of you what you have gleaned, it is but squeezing and sponge. He shall be dry again.
I understand you not, my lord.
I'm glad of it. A knavish speech sleeps in a foolish ear.
You must tell us where the body is, my lord, and go with us to the king.
The body is with the king, but the king is not with the body. The king is a thing.
A thing, my lord.
Of nothing. Bring me to him. Oh.
my lord, where he hath bestowed the body.
But where is he?
Without, my lord. Guard it to know thy pleasure.
Bring him before us.
Ho! Bring in the Lord. All right then.
And yet it doesn't seem enough to have breathed such significance. Can that be all? And what else anybody would have done? And we have contributed nothing.
Well, it was a trying episode while it lasted, but they're done with us now.
Done what?
I don't pretend to have understood. Frankly, I'm not very interested. And for my part, I'm just glad that's the last we've seen of him.
I knew it wasn't the end.
What now?
We're taking him to England. What's he doing?
Talking.
To himself. Is he alone? Oh,
No, he's with a soldier.
then he's not talking to himself, is he?
Not by himself. Should we go?
Where?
Anywhere.
Why?
There he is again. All I ask is a change of ground.
This is day our daily practice.
They'll have us hanging about till we're dead, at least. The weather will change. Oh, the spring can't last forever.
Sir,
What colors are these?
they are of Norway, sir,
How purpose, sir, I pray?
against some part of Poland.
Who commands them, sir?
The nephew to old Norway, Fortinbras.
And it will be cold. The summer can't last.
It's autumnal.
No leaves.
Autumnal is nothing to do with leaves. It's to do with a certain brownness at the edges of the day. Brown is creeping up on us, take my word for it. Russets and tangerine shades of old gold flushing the very outside edge of the senses. Deep shining ochres, burnt umber and parchment of baked earth reflecting on itself and through itself, filtering the light. At such times, perhaps, coincidentally, the leaves might fall somewhere by repute. Yesterday was blue, like smoke.
I got it there again.
I humbly thank you. God by you, sir.
Will it please you go, my lord?
Go you a little before, I'll be with you straight.
Is he there?
Yes.
What's he doing?
Talking.
To himself.
Yes. He said we could go. Cross my heart.
I'd like to know where I am. Even if I don't know where I am, I'd like to know that. If we go, there's no knowing.
No knowing what?
If we'll ever come back.
We don't want to come back.
That it may very well be true. But do we want to go?
We'll be free.
I don't know. It's the same sky.
We've come this far. And besides, anything can happen yet.
Are you there?
Where?
A flying start.
Is that you?
Yes.
How do you know?
Oh, for God's sake!
They're not finished with us then?
Well, we're here. Give it a pinch. Ow!
Sorry.
Well, that's cleared that up. Avasti!
Alright, Captain! We're on a boat. Dark, isn't it?
Not for night.
No, not for night.
It's dark for day.
Yes, it is dark for day.
We must have gone north, of course.
Of course.
Land of the midnight sun, that is.
Of course. Oh, it's getting light.
Not for night,
This far north.
unless we're off course.
Of course. Yes, I think it's brighter than it was. It'll be dark soon, this far north. I suppose we'll have to go to sleep.
Are you tired?
No. I don't think I'd take to it. Sleep all night, can't see a thing all day. It's a nice bit of planking, that.
Yes. I'm very fond of boats myself. I like the way they're contained. You don't have to worry about which way to go or whether to go at all. The question doesn't arise because you're on a boat, aren't you? Boats are safe areas in the game of tag. The players will hold their positions until the music starts. I think I will spend most of my life on boats.
Very healthy.
One is free on the boat. For a time. Relatively.
What's it like?
Rough.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Sorry. Free to move, speak, extemporize, and yet we have not been cut loose. Our truancy is defined by one fixed star, and our drift represents merely a slight change of angle to it. We may seize the moment, toss it around while the moments pass, a short dash here, an exploration there. But we are brought round, full circle, to face again that single immutable fact that we, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, bearing a letter from one king to another, are taking Hamlet to England.
Say, he's there.
What's he doing?
Sleeping.
It's all right for him.
What is?
Well, he can sleep.
It's all right for him.
He's got us now.
He can sleep.
It's all done for him.
He's got us now.
And we've got nothing. All I ask is our common due.
For those in peril on the sea.
Give us this day our daily cue.
What now?
What do you mean?
Well, nothing is happening.
We're on a boat.
I'm aware of that.
Then what do you expect? We act on scraps of information, just sifting half-remembered directions we can hardly separate from instinct. You have money in both hands.
Yes?
Every time.
Yes.
What's the point of that?
I wanted to make you happy.
Ugh. How much did he give you?
Who?
The king. He gave us some money.
How much did he give you?
I asked you first.
I got the same as you.
You wouldn't discriminate between us.
How much did you get?
The same.
How do you know?
You just told me. How do you know?
He wouldn't discriminate between us.
Even if he could.
Even if he could.
Can we be sure of mixing us up?
Without mixing us up.
Why don't you say anything original? No wonder this whole thing is so stagnant. You don't take me up on anything. You just repeat it in a different order.
I'm only good in support. I can't think of anything original.
I'm sick of making the running.
Maybe it's your dominant personality. What's going to become of us?
Don't cry. So I'll see we're all right.
Oh, we were out on our own. We've got nothing to go on.
We're on our way to England. We're taking Hamlet there.
What for?
What for? Where have you been?
When? Oh, we won't know what to do when we get there.
We take him to the king.
Will he be there?
No, the King of England.
He's expecting us?
No.
He won't know what we're playing at. What are we going to say?
We've got a letter. You remember the letter?
Do I?
Everything's explained in the letter. We count on that.
Is that it?
What?
Well, we take Hamlet to see the English king, we hand over the letter, then what?
Well, there may be something in the letter to keep us going a bit.
And if not?
Then that's it. We're finished.
A loose end?
Yes.
There are likely to be loose ends. Who is the English king?
That depends on when we get there.
What do you think it says?
Oh, greetings. Expressions of loyalty, asking of favours, calling in of debts, obscure promises balanced by vague threats, diplomacy, regards to the family.
And about Hamlet.
Oh, yes.
And us. The full background?
I should say so.
So we've got a letter that explains everything?
You've got it. What's the matter?
Letter.
Have you got it?
Have I? Where would I put it?
You can't have lost it.
I must have.
That's all. I thought you gave it to me.
Perhaps he did.
But you seemed so sure it was you who hadn't got it.
It was me who hadn't got it.
But if you gave it to me, there's no reason why you should have had it in the first place. In which case, I don't see all the fuss about you not having it.
I admit it's confusing.
This is all getting rather undisciplined. The boat, the night, the sense of isolation and uncertainty, all of these induce a loosening of the concentration. We must not lose control. Now, tighten up. Either you have lost the letter, or you didn't have it to lose in the first place. In which case the king never gave it to you. In which case he gave it to me. In which case I would have put it into my inside top pocket. In which case it will be here. We mustn't drop off like that again.
Now that we've found it, why were we looking for it?
We thought it was lost.
Something else?
No.
Now we've lost the tension.
What tension?
Well, what was the last thing I said before we wandered off?
When was that?
I can't remember.
Oh, shambles. We're just not getting anywhere.
Not even England. I don't believe in it anyway.
What?
England.
Just a conspiracy of cartographers, you mean?
I mean, I don't believe it. I keep trying to picture us arriving. A little harbor, perhaps. Roads, inhabitants to point the way. Horses on the roads. Riding for a day or a fortnight, perhaps, and then a palace and the English king. That would be the logical thing, but my mind remains a blank. We're slipping off the map.
Yes. Yes, but you don't believe anything until it happens. And it has all happened, hasn't it?
Well, we're drifting down time, clutching at straws. What use is a brick to a drowning man?
Don't give up. We can't be long now.
We may as well be dead. You don't suppose death might be a boat, do you?
I don't know. Death is not. Death isn't. You take my meaning. Death is the ultimate negative. Not being. You can't not be on a boat.
I've frequently not been on boats.
What you've been is not on boats.
I wish I was dead. I could jump over the side. That'd put a spoke in that wheel.
Unless they're counting on it.
I shall remain on board. That'll put a spoke in that wheel. Fine, we don't question, don't doubt, we perform. But I think a line should be drawn somewhere, and I would like to put it on the record that I have no confidence in England. Even if it is true, it'll just be
be another shambles.
I don't see why.
He won't know what we're doing there. What are we going to say?
We say, Your Majesty, we have arrived.
And who are you?
We are Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Never heard of you.
Well, we're nobody special.
What are you playing at?
We have our instructions.
First I've heard of it.
Let me finish. We've come from Denmark.
And what do you want?
Nothing. We're delivering Hamlet.
Who's he?
You've heard of him.
Oh, yes, him I've heard of. And I want nothing to do with it.
But we...
You march in here without so much as a by your leave, trying to get me to take in every lunatic you try to pass off with a bunch of unsubstantiated...
No, we have a letter.
Oh, a letter, do you? Really? Well, yes, this seems to support your story, such as it is, being an exact command from the King of Denmark, reporting the health of England and of Denmark, that upon the receipt of this letter, I should, without delay, have Hamlet's head cut off. The sun's going down. It'll be dark soon.
Do you think so?
Just making conversation. We're his friends.
How do you know that?
From our young days brought up with him.
You've only got their word for it.
That's what we depend on.
Well, yes. And then again, no. Let's keep things in proportion. Assume, if you like, that they're going to kill him. Well, he is a man. He is mortal. Death comes to us all, etc. And consequently, he would have died anyway, sooner or later. Or, to look at it from the social point of view, he is just one man among many. The loss would be well within reason and convenience. And then again, what is so terrible about death? As Socrates so philosophically put it, since we don't know what death is, it is illogical to fear it. It could be very nice. Certainly, it is a release from the burden of life, from the godly a haven and a reward. Or to look at it another way, we are little men. We don't know the ins and outs of the matter. There are wheels within wheels, etc. It would be presumptuous of us to interfere with the designs of fate, or even of kings. All in all, I think we'd be well advised to leave well alone.
But what's the point?
Don't apply logic.
He's done nothing to us.
Or justice.
It's awful.
But it could have been worse. I was beginning to think it was.
The position, as I see it then, we, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, from our young days brought up with him, awakened by a man standing in his saddle, are summoned and arrive, and are instructed to glean what afflicts him, and lead him on to pleasures such as a play, which, unfortunately, as it turns out, is abandoned owing to some confusion and certain nuances beyond our appreciation, which results in, among other causes and effects, a high, not to say homicidal excitement in Hamlet, whom we, in consequence, are escorting, for his own good, to England. Good. On top of now.
Go.
What else?
Out of the void, finally, a sound. Go and see what it is.
Stop playing on a mic.
Go and find him.
What for?
I don't know. Request a tune.
And then what?
Quick, before we lose our momentum.
Say, something is happening. That completely escaped my attention. I thought I heard a band. Possibility is all I presume.
Aha! All in the same boat then. Everybody out! Where are we?
Traveling.
Of course, we haven't gotten there yet.
Are we alright for England?
You look all right to me. I don't think they're very particular in England. Alfred!
What are you doing here?
Travel. Right. Blend into the background. Nice to see us. You've come out of it very well so far.
And you?
In disfavor. Our play offended the king.
Yes.
Well, he's a second husband himself. Tactless, really.
I thought it was a very good play nevertheless.
We never really got going. It was getting quite interesting when they stopped it. That's the way to travel.
What were you doing in there?
Hiding. We'd run for it just as we were.
Stowaways.
Naturally. We didn't get paid owing to circumstances ever so slightly beyond our control. And all the money we had, we lost betting on certainties. Life is a gamble at terrible odds. If it was a bet, you wouldn't take it. Did you know that any number double is even? Is it? We learn something every day to our cost. But we troopers just go on and on. Do you know what happens to old actors?
What?
Nothing, they're still acting. Surprised then?
What?
Surprised to see us?
I knew it wasn't the end.
With practically everyone on his feet. What do you make of it so far?
Compulsion towards philosophical introspection is his chief characteristic, if I may put it like that. It does not mean he is mad. It does not mean he isn't. And very often it does not mean anything at all.
It really boils down to symptoms. Pregnant replies, mystic illusions, mistaken identities, arguing his father and his mother, that sort of thing. Invocations of camels, chameleons, capons, whales, weasels, hawks, handsaws, riddles, pribbles, and evasions. Amnesia, paranoia, myopia, daydreaming, hallucinations, stabbing his elders, abusing his parents, insulting his other, and appearing hatless in public. Knock-kneed, droop stockings, and sighing like a lovesick schoolboy, which, at his age, is coming on a bit strong.
And talking to himself.
And talking to himself.
Incidents! All we get are incidents! Dear God, is it too much to ask for a little sustained action?
gone.
What do you mean, where is he?
Yes, we were dead. Lucky there. If that's the word on that.
Dead?
Lucky.
Is he dead?
Who knows?
He's not coming back.
Hardly.
Then he is dead, or at least as far as we're concerned.
Oh, we are as far as he is. Not too bad, is it?
But he can't. We're taking him to England. We've got a letter. We're going to England with a letter for the king.
Yes, that much seems certain. I congratulate you on the unambiguity of your situation.
But you don't understand. It contains. We've had our instructions. The whole thing's pointless without him.
Pirates could happen to anyone. Just deliver the letter. They'll send ambassadors from England to explain.
Don't you see? The pirates have left us home and high, dry, home, Jerome. The pirates have left us high and dry.
There.
Nothing will be resolved without him.
There.
We need Hamlet for our release.
There.
What are we supposed to do?
This!
Saved again!
Saved for what?
The sun's going down. It'll be dark soon. If that's west. Unless we...
Shut up! I'm sick of it. Do you think conversation is going to help us now? We've travelled too far. And our momentum has taken over. We move idly towards eternity without possibility of retrieval, hope of explanation.
Be happy. What good is surviving if you're not happy? We'll be all right if we just go on, I suppose.
Go where?
To England.
That's a dead end. I never believed in it anyway.
Well, we just have to make our report and that'll be it.
I don't believe it! Sure. A hard saying. We get off and we stop someone and say, "Where's the king?" And he says, "Oh, you take that road there and take the first left." I don't believe any of it.
It's not very plausible, I suppose.
And even if we came face to face, what do we say?
We say, "We've arrived."
And who are you?
We are Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Which is which?
Well, I'm... And you're...
What's it all about?
Well, we were bringing Hamlet and some pirates.
Oh, I don't begin to understand. Who are all these people? What's it got to do with me? You show up out of the blue with some cock and bull story.
We've got a letter!
A letter? A letter? Yes, that's true. That's something. As England is Denmark's faithful tributary, as love between them like the palm, like flourish, etc., that on the knowing of this contents, without delay of any kind, should those bearers, rosencrantz and Guildenstern, put to sudden death.
They're gone. It's all over.
Where? We went wrong. With getting on a boat. We can move, of course, change directions, rattle about, but our movement is contained within a larger one that carries us along with the nectar of the wind and current.
They headed out from us for the very beginning. Who would have thought we were so important?
But why? Was it all for this? Who are we? So much should converge on our little depths. Who are we?
You are Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. That's enough.
No, it is not enough. To be told so little to such an end, and still, finally, to be denied an explanation.
In our experience, most things end in death.
Your experience! Actions! I'm talking about death. And you've never experienced that. And you cannot act it. You die 1,000 casual deaths. And no blood runs cold anywhere, because even as you die, you know you will come back in a different hat. But no one gets up. after death. There is no applause. There is only silence and some second-hand clothes, and that's death! If we have a destiny, then so had he. And if this is ours and that was his, and if there are no explanations for us, then let there be none for him.
It was merely compliment. What did you think? You see, it is the kind they do believe. It's what's expected. For a moment, you thought I cheated?
Very good. Very good. Took me in completely. Didn't he take you in completely? Encore. Encore.
Deaths for all ages and occasions. Death by suspension, convulsion, consumption, incision, execution, asphyxiation, and malnutrition. Climactic carnage by poison and by steel. Double deaths by duel. Show!
So, there's an end to that. It's commonplace. Light goes with life, and in the winter of your years, the dark comes early.
No. Not for us. Not like that. Dying is not romantic. And death is not a game which will soon be over. Death is not anything. Death is not. It's the absence of presence, nothing more. The endless time of never coming back. It's a gap. You can't see. And when the wind blows through it, it makes no sound.
That's it then? The sun's going down, or the earth's coming up, as the fashionable theory has it. Not that it makes any difference. What was it all about? Where did it begin? Couldn't we just stay on? It's not like they're going to come drag us off. They'll just have to wait. We're young, fit. We've got years. Hurt anyone? Didn't do any harm? Did we?
I can't remember.
All right then, fine. I've had enough. To tell you the truth, I'm relieved.
Our names shouted in certain north. A message. A summons. There must have been a time at the beginning where we could have said no. Somehow we missed it. Rosen! Gil! We'll know better next time. Now you see me. Now.
The sight is dismal, and our affairs of England come too late. The ears are senseless that should give us hearing, to tell him his commandment is fulfilled, that Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Where should we have our thanks?
Not from his mouth. Had it the ability of life to thank you. You never gave commandment for their death. But since, so jump on the bloody question, you from the Polack Wars and you from England are here arrived, give order that these bodies high on a stage be placed to the view. And let me speak to the yet unknowing world how these things came about. So shall you hear of carnal, bloody, and unnatural acts, of accidental judgments, casual slaughters, of deaths put on by cunning and forced cause, and in this upshot, purposes mistook, fallen on the inventors' heads. All this can I truly deliver,